Breaking news is unfolding around one of the most closely watched celebrity foundations in the world, and the shockwaves are being felt far beyond Hollywood and the royal rumor mill. In a development that has set social media alight and triggered intense scrutiny from commentators and supporters alike, reports are emerging that the Internal Revenue Service has launched an investigation into Archewell, the non-profit organization founded by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. According to multiple sources familiar with the matter, the inquiry has sparked visible concern behind the scenes, with insiders describing a growing sense of panic as questions mount and explanations are demanded. If you found this report insightful, take a moment to reflect on how celebrity culture shapes health trends and why responsible conversation matters. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more in-depth coverage that goes beyond the headlines and keeps you informed as these stories continue to unfold. Share this video, leave your thoughts in the comments section. Archewell was launched with grand ambitions, positioned as a philanthropic force for global good with a focus on compassion, community uplift, and social impact. From the beginning, the foundation was promoted as a cornerstone of Harry and Meghan's post-royal life, meant to signal a clean break from palace constraints and a new era of independent influence. High-profile announcements, glossy branding, and carefully curated messaging painted Archewell as a modern, transparent charity aligned with progressive values. But now, that carefully constructed image is facing one of its most serious tests yet. The reported IRS investigation centers on compliance issues that are said to involve financial disclosures, filing irregularities, and questions surrounding the timing and accuracy of required nonprofit documentation. While the IRS does not publicly comment on ongoing investigations, the very existence of such an inquiry is significant. For any charitable organization, especially one operating under the intense glare of global attention, an IRS review is not a minor administrative inconvenience. It is a serious matter that can carry legal, financial, and reputational consequences. Sources close to the situation claim that Meghan Markle, in particular, has been deeply unsettled by the news. Those familiar with the inner workings of Archewell describe an atmosphere of urgency as advisors, lawyers, and accountants scramble to review records and prepare responses. The concern is not just about potential penalties, but about perception. For a foundation built on moral authority and public trust, even the suggestion of financial mismanagement can be devastating. What makes this situation even more explosive is the broader context in which it is unfolding. Archewell has already faced criticism in the past from watchdog groups and media outlets questioning its transparency, its level of charitable output compared to its high-profile media activities, and the pace at which it has delivered on its stated mission. Although the foundation has defended its work and pointed to grants, partnerships, and initiatives as evidence of impact, skeptics have long argued that the numbers did not always match the narrative. According to reports, the IRS inquiry may have been triggered by discrepancies flagged in publicly available filings. Nonprofit organizations in the United States are required to submit detailed annual reports outlining income, expenses, salaries, and program spending. These documents are meant to ensure accountability and allow the public to see how donated funds are being used. When inconsistencies appear, they can raise red flags that prompt closer examination. Legal experts note that an IRS investigation does not automatically imply wrongdoing. In many cases, such reviews result from clerical errors, late filings, or misunderstandings of complex regulations. However, for a foundation as prominent as Archewell, even a routine audit can quickly become a public relations nightmare. Every detail is scrutinized, every delay is questioned, and every correction is amplified by critics eager to pounce. The timing of this development could hardly be worse for Meghan Markle. In recent months, she has been working to reposition her public image amid ongoing criticism, stalled projects, and reports of strained relationships within the entertainment industry. Archewell was supposed to be a stabilizing force, a platform that underscored her commitment to meaningful causes and long-term impact. Instead, the foundation is now at the center of a story that threatens to undermine those efforts. Prince Harry, meanwhile, is said to be standing by the foundation but is reportedly frustrated by the growing controversy. Friends of the couple suggest that he views the situation as another example of relentless scrutiny, while others argue that greater transparency from the outset might have prevented such a crisis. Regardless of perspective, the reality is that Archewell is now under a microscope, and every move made by its leadership will be carefully analyzed. Critics have been quick to weigh in, arguing that this investigation validates long-standing concerns about celebrity-run charities. They point to a broader pattern in which high-profile figures launch foundations with lofty goals but struggle with the practical realities of nonprofit governance. Managing a charitable organization requires not only good intentions, but rigorous oversight, experienced leadership, and strict adherence to regulatory requirements. Fame does not exempt anyone from those responsibilities. Supporters of Meghan and Harry, on the other hand, are urging caution. They stress that an investigation is not a conviction and warn against rushing to judgment. Many have taken to social media to defend Archewell's work, highlighting grants made to community organizations and initiatives focused on mental health, gender equality, and disaster relief. They argue that the couple's critics are exploiting the situation to advance a hostile narrative. Behind the scenes, however, the stakes are undeniably high. If the IRS were to find serious violations, Archewell could face fines, be required to amend filings, or in extreme cases, risk losing its tax-exempt status. Such an outcome would not only be financially damaging but would also strike at the heart of the foundation's credibility. Even a less severe outcome could still have lasting repercussions, affecting donor confidence and future partnerships. This unfolding story also raises broader questions about accountability in the world of high-profile philanthropy. When celebrities leverage their platforms to raise funds and advocate for change, they assume a level of responsibility that goes beyond branding and messaging. Transparency is not optional, and regulatory compliance is not a technicality. The public expects, and deserves, clear answers about how money is raised, managed, and spent. As the investigation reportedly continues, Archewell's leadership is expected to cooperate fully with authorities. Advisors are said to be preparing detailed documentation to address the IRS's concerns, and there may be efforts underway to clarify or correct any issues identified. Whether these steps will be enough to calm the storm remains to be seen.